OSLinux1. Well, as you can see in this episode, I'm on Windows. Uh, yes, I had to install Windows 11 on my laptop. And the reason for that is when you're studying for any of these courses, ITF Fundamentals, A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, um, they primarily focus on Microsoft Windows, even though in A+, it does discuss more about Linux and Mac OS, but it's primarily centered around Windows, and there are exercises, so it's relevant. It's necessary to familiarize yourself with Windows if you aren't already, or if you haven't used it in a long time, or if it covers aspects of Windows that you may have not known about or been familiar with. Um, so today I've been studying the ITF Plus to see what's within. I went with the Cybex. I do have the ITF Plus by McGraw-Hill, but I'm finding that I prefer to read on a Kindle or my laptop as opposed to the books, because it's kind of a dark tint, and I just have a better reading experience on a brighter screen, such as a Kindle device, a smartphone, or a laptop, and it has colored pictures. So I haven't taken any of these practice tests with A+. I wanted to look more into the ITF Plus to see if it covered anything that I felt like I didn't know. A guy that has a YouTube channel, I don't remember the name of the channel, and I just wanted to look to see if anybody had taken it, or if there was any topics or discussions about it, to see whether a person really needed to take it. Well, according to his channel, he encourages people who are new to IT to go and pursue it, because, well, it's not obviously as challenging as the A plus by comparison. It may bring things to your attention that you may have thought you knew, that you might need to know before you get into A plus. Now, people will vary when starting this out, but the point is that a lot of people would probably go to, say, take the ITF Plus exam and fail it, that don't start there yet. A lot of people may downplay it or say, "Ah, oh, I don't need that. You need to start with A plus." That may not be true for everyone who thinks they don't need to. They update the content and information every so often. So you might want to look into it a little more before you make a commitment to the A plus. At least maybe purchase one of the. I think this study guide from Cybex for ITF Plus was only like $20, so it's not very much. And you can probably do some online searching, but I know a lot of people say, "Oh, just take the A plus," but I want to make sure that I'm not overlooking some things. It's important, because some of this stuff builds upon the next, or it may correspond. So I'm looking more into it. It's very, very basic, but it does cover some terminology, some technical terminology, and that may be on the exam. And some of this terminology, it may already presume that you know that when you begin studying for the A plus, and then you might come to find out that later on you don't even know what it's really talking about, or only partly, where in areas it may be covered in ITF plus. So it's something to take into consideration if you're considering these certifications. Um, I would I would look into it a little more, not necessarily just skim through it, but look into it a little bit more to make sure. Maybe look at their practice exams in the study guide, and see if you already know the information. But if you can begin to find out that you're missing a lot of the practice exam uh, questions that are focused on the objectives, then that may mean you don't have enough knowledge yet to even enter into the A plus. Again, people will vary, uh, but I'm kind of reading them side by side right now. They both seem to introduce you to hardware uh, to begin with, and they're very comparable, at least by Cybex. Uh, so I'm trying to see if they differ as they progress. Uh, I'm kind of finding myself preferring Cybex versus McGraw. Uh, it's kind of hard to tell, but based on what I've looked into and reviewed, that's seeming to be the case in my situation. But I think both of them are will get the job done. But I'm gonna go over and cover some other um, stuff about it. This is my personal experience as maybe your average individual that's looking into getting into IT or interested in it, you know. So, uh, one of the first things I want to bring up is online training courses by Coursera. Let's go to the non-sponsored. This is something I come across that I've looked into. Um, they offer free online courses. They do have paid options. They even offer degrees. I don't know much about their degree programs, um, but let's see if I can just go to IT certificates, data science. See, they're sponsored by, or these courses are provided by companies like IBM and Google. Let's see. Let's go to information technology. Well, let's see here. Popular skills, cybersecurity, certificate programs. Let's look here. I've looked at this before, but okay, so they do have some certificate programs, and these training courses have good reviews by people that have used them, especially the free ones. Um, but like this IBM IT Project Manager Professional Certificate, the IBM and International Security, I don't know, company, corporation, Cybersecurity Specialist Professional Certificate. It gives you the estimated time, 3 months at 10 hours per week. So, gives you a general idea of how long it is. Now, let's just click on this. It says it's a beginner level. What's your career? So enroll for free, included with Coursera Plus. Now you can look more into this. I'm just going to kind of briefly go over it. 12 course series, and it kind of breaks it down. Introduction to Cybersecurity Careers. It's 8 hours for that. And that's course details. You can look into that. I'm going to go ahead and Introduction to Hardware and Operating Systems, since that's what both the A Plus and the ITF Plus seem to start out on. Course details. This one's 2 courses, 17 hours. Let me click more on it, see if it gives me even more information. Now, it seems like a subscription to Coursera, it's like $50 a month. I'm still not quite familiar with the free aspect and the paid aspect, but a lot of people claim it's really good. So here's 1 hour to complete Introduction to Computing Fundamentals. It says what's included: 7 videos, 1 reading, 2 quizzes. It says 1 app item. Show information. And it kind of breaks it down further. Course introduction, 3 minutes. A preview model. Introduction to Computing Fundamentals. Common computing device and platforms, 8 minutes, and so on. So, and a 3-minute reading. Total 40 minutes. Gives you a quiz and a practice quiz at the end. And then this one, Computing Devices and Peripherals, is 2 hours. And then Interface Connectors, 2 hours. Internal Computer Components, 2 hours. Windows Workstation Setup, Evaluation, Troubleshooting, 3 hours. Final Quiz and Assignment. Bonus Model, Exploring Additional Desktop and Mobile Operation Systems. It's 1 hour. So this is just for Introduction to Hardware. So this course is approximately 17 hours. So Coursera is highly recommended. They have a good track record and credibility for providing you with a lot of free stuff, and they do have some paid courses, but whether you go the free route or paid, I believe it will be worth it. You know, I don't know how the online degree programs work or anything, but these certificates, you know, I'll look into it, and I'll probably start some of them to let you know. And but they offer a wide variety, not just in information technology, but they offer in others as well. But networking, 12 hours, introduction to software, so cybersecurity essentials, principles, work security. So they offer quite a bit. There was somewhere where it said part A of a. Let's see here. I think I just went through this part. But I'll leave it at there so you can go looking into it yourself if you're interested. So then there's another one I want to bring to your attention. Now this is an actual certification from Cisco Systems. It's kind of above the A+, so you would need to get the A+ first. There's no prerequisites, but you need that foundational knowledge. that you would get from studying and learning and passing that exam, if you take the exam, assuming you take the exam. But what you would learn from that study guide and the course objectives and stuff, that would be something that you would really need, or that knowledge at least, before taking this. It's comparable to the Network Plus exam and certificate. It does cover fundamentals in networking, but it has more of a concentration on Cisco systems more specifically. But this is another one to look into. It's recommended that you take a look at that if you're interested. It's a very meritable. It would look good on a resume. It's known in the industry. They also have some other new certifications that aren't quite as good based on some people's opinion or evaluation of them. By comparing them, CCST Cybersecurity. This is a new one, and CCST Networking. So entry level, it says here CCST, and entry level CCST Networking, and then the associate is where the CCNA is, and professional CCNP Enterprise. So anyways, but these are the certifications. Technology, security. So it's something to look into if you're interested. So let's go on to the next topic. Oops. I mentioned this in my previous video. They have several certifications, but we want to look at this entry level cybersecurity certification. This one's comparable to Security Plus by CompTIA. They cover a lot of the same things. ISC is a credible, well-established name in the industry of information technology. I'll say that in that way. A free exam and training. This exam is, I think, the cost of taking the exam is like $300. It says free exam and training, but I'm not sure what that means. But I'm pretty sure they have an e-textbook, which you can do that, but you can also get it off Amazon. But again, you would probably need to take the A plus and maybe even in the networking plus before you would pursue this one, if this one interests you. So it's something to consider. Something I wanted to mention, bring to your attention. But so I'm moving on to the next thing. This may be the last thing for the time being, this episode. They also, INE, they also offer online learning in networking and cybersecurity, information technology. I'm not sure how much, see what kind of courses and certifications. Penetration testing, those are the most popular. Let's just go down here and look. You can look into it, look on YouTube. They're supposed to be pretty good. They also cover like the CCNA, e-learn security, uh, cloud computing, data science. There's a lot of stuff that they cover. They cover see certifications. They cover pen testing as well, and see certified digital forensics. Let's see, application, web application, threat hunting professional. So there's a variety of options that you can choose from. I'm not saying these are the only ones, but these are just some I wanted to bring to your attention. Some that I've looked into and found out about that I'm considering and looking into. So these are some things that you might want to consider if it interests you. But at this time, if this interests you, I would start with CompTIA or CompTIA or however it's pronounced. But I would start here first with these certifications and this learning path. And then you can make your decisions after the A+. I don't know what's wrong with this. It does not seem to want to cooperate. Let's try something else here. Anyways, I've covered this in previous videos before. So I'll leave it here. Again, you might want to revisit this ITF Plus and learn what the course objectives are. Let's see, exam details. It seems very similar. This one was launched in 2018, but it's probably due for a refresh. They do update these. Say that. I also looked into this e-learning they offer and certification master, but it's kind of pricey. This exam is not as expensive. It's only like $138. One exam, it only allows you to take it once, but it's not as expensive as the A+. A+ is 2 exams, and it's, let's see, let's go here just real quickly. Exam details. Just see how much it costs. So yeah, one exam voucher is $253. So it's, and it's 2 exams. I think you can get a bundle deal. You can get, if you get both of them. Yeah, bundle, exam voucher and retake. That's for, yeah. So they do have bundles. Like this is and a retake, so you get two chances with the second part of the exam, which is going to probably be the more challenging of the two, I would think. That one also offers the self-paced study guide. Uh, but anyways, so these are some of the things to take into consideration if you're considering this path again. And you may think, well, 8 plus that's a lot. That's challenging. Take a look at the ITF Plus fundamentals first. The exam is only $138. Uh, you can open that study guide up and look into it and see if if you think that's too much or not. The study guide is only, it's not like the A plus. Let's see how many pages it is here. Only 630 pages for the whole study guide on this one, whereas the A plus study guide is by Cybex is 1,600 pages. So it's 4 times the size as the ITF Plus. So just to give you a general idea of the differences. So, so if any of this interests you, you can leave a comment in the section below, or any comments or any advice. I know I've drifted off what I initially started this out about with the Linux operating systems, but this is it really got me to thinking. I believe this is a good option. If you can't afford college, or or you're just looking to change your career, and without having to quit your job or something, I believe this would be a good idea. You can study at your own pace, take the exam, get the certifications, and progress, and maybe get you an entry-level position somewhere in IT, depending on how far you progress before you apply, and then you can go from there. So I believe that'll conclude it for this episode of OS Linux 1. Again, don't forget to click the subscribe, leave any comments in the section below, and I'll see you here again.